We founded Birmingham United and took them all the way to the Premier League with the goal of being the best team in England. But as things stand, we're the worst team in the entire division. So we have to be ruthless this summer. We saw 7 players, including Evans, Donis, and Sinclair, who can't cut it at this level. But with Premier League money to spend, it's time for our biggest ever transfer window. Now we've got some former players who are looking really tempting, and my top target is bringing Jazzy Parker back to Birmingham United. But he's at AC Milan right now, and he's doing well. The Italian club is unwilling to let their star player leave, which means we miss out on our top target. And with players like Shepard and Diego Vargas unable to make a move as well, it's clear we're gonna have to turn our focus elsewhere for now. And I think we need to make some seriously big signings. So first up, it's the veteran 32-year-old Joelinton, who's played at top teams, and at 80 rated, he's gonna be our best player by some margin. And we break our record transfer fee on Caio Correa, an up-and-coming Brazilian center back who should make our defense great. Now those 2 signings burned through about half our budget, so we better hope they work out, but we're not done. We also bring in Jesus Lopez, a Barcelona Academy kid who could be the perfect signing for midfield, and we finish things off with Julio Martino for left back, as well as a couple other smart signings on pre-contracts to fill out the depth in this team. Now I'm really excited about this. I think these new signings should take us to another level. We're probably still the weakest team in the league, but it's a lot better. And with Liverpool in our first game, we better hit the ground running. Well, this is what the career has been all about. We finally made it to the Premier League, and the fans are so excited. A home game, and they bring the banners out for new signing Joelinton, who hopefully will elevate this team to be able to keep us out of relegation territory. But a mistake from Joelinton early in the game leads to ruthless Liverpool scoring the opening goal. And I think it's clear we might need to give the new signing some time to adjust, because at this level, you cannot make mistakes. And speaking of mistakes, it doesn't take long for another to pop up, as new signing Correa also is not in tune with the rest of the back line, playing his man on sides, and we concede another goal. And the team looks absolutely shell-shocked as Liverpool continue to bomb forwards and score goals. We cannot contain them. And at the moment, we are absolutely falling apart. Matthew Hobbs, the captain, tries his best to lift this team and really get things going, but he's having a hard time scoring, because there's no doubting the defenses up here in the Premier League, especially against the top teams, are a lot more difficult than we faced even in the Championship. But at least they're trying, and players like Brooks Lennon are driving forwards, and hey, we win a handball in a dangerous area, and then Arthur Bowden converts the impossible free kick. It looks like he won't require any adjusting to the Premier League at all. This guy's hit the ground running. He's a real superstar. But despite the small celebrations after that goal, it's game over for us. Liverpool have outclassed us completely, and we lose our first game here in the Premier League. It's been poor from our new signings, and the new signings get some flack in the post-game press conference, but we tell everyone be patient, because these players will come good. But it's a brutal start to life, because next up we have Manchester City. So I'm going to try to protect our new players and not put them under criticism from a difficult team by just starting them off of the bench. Let's go with the team that worked so well for us last season. I mean, we're obvious underdogs in this one. Manchester City, arguably the best team in the world right now, and it's going to take a miracle for us to get something out of this game. And the high press that worked so well for 2 seasons for us is being torn apart like it's not even there. Teams like Manchester City have no trouble breaking through us, and I just don't think the tactics that we've been practicing are working right now. We put up a valiant effort and really try our best to go toe-to-toe with Manchester City, but in an open game like that, they pretty easily take care of us, and it's another defeat. But it's early days, and we have a small break in action here for the Carabao Cup. Now this is the chance we can use to actually integrate our new signings and give them a run against a team that's not Premier League level yet. In fact, we come up against former player Diego Vargas, who we tried to get to join this summer, but Swansea won't let him go, and hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us, because we've seen him put on some incredible performances against us through the Championship. A player we had for the first 2 seasons of this career, and has been shining down at that level ever since then. And Diego Vargas plays through the perfect through ball. Oh my God! That is exactly what I was fearful was gonna happen. This guy's quality, and there's no doubting. And all credit to that pass, but again, Correa not exactly doing a good job marking his man. He's had a bad start to life for us. But against championship level teams, we're still able to really flex our muscles offensively and play the free-flowing possession style that we've been looking for. And new signing Bakary Yatta scores his first goal. So it's not all doom and gloom, and a win here would be huge for the morale of the squad. But then Caio Correa goes flying in, completely misses the ball. I don't know what's going on with our new signing, but he is having an awful start to life here at Birmingham United. And he's not the only big money move struggling. Joelinton is not able to find the back of the net on some good chances. Well, we're not seeing the impact from the signings that we thought were going to make it, so we're turning to some of the old players, Arthur Bowden and Matthew Hobbs. Can they turn the tides here and make a difference? Bowden running with all that pace in behind. Surely this will be a chance, and Arthur Bowden buries it. I'm telling you, this kid is going to be an absolute superstar, and at the moment, he's the only player really showing his full potential. Now, I know they need time to settle, but our two big expensive signings and our two highest rated players in Correa and Joelinton have been poor. In fact, our most expensive signing, Correa, is going to stay on the bench for now. So we get back to Premier League action, still desperate for our first win of the season. That would be a huge boost if we could pull it off, and Brooks Lennon scores the goal that, for once, puts us in the lead. And then all it takes is some heroics from goalkeeper Jefferson to keep us in this one against the odds. And despite a pretty mixed start to the season, we actually pull off our first win. Things could be looking up for Birmingham United. So the team's doing well, and they're doing it without the help of our new expensive signings, who for now are going to be on the bench because we're doing so good without them. And it's a lot of our old experienced players who are doing really well. Brooks Lennon continues to bomb forwards, and for the second time this season forces a handball. A little lucky, but we'll take it. This time it's a penalty, and the captain, Matthew Hobbs, scores his first goal of the season. He's had a difficult time scoring from open play, but there's no doubting this kid is still quality. And now we're gonna ask a lot of our defense, because keeping a clean sheet against Chelsea is gonna be a difficult task. We're relying a lot right now on our goalkeeper, Jefferson, to bail us out time and time again, Chelsea creating all the chances in this game. The question is, can we hold on to the end of the 90 minutes? Well, the Brazilian goalkeeper is making sure that we do, and somehow Birmingham United see it through against Chelsea. However, it's a shame that 4 of our important new signings are barely featuring at all, and when they are, they're looking pretty bad. The only player who I can say has been pretty good so far is Lopez, who's really helping out our midfield. Well, the Carabao Cup is back, and it's another chance for me to put in some of these fringe players and see if they can cut it against Manchester City, but it's clear the defense is not great, and again, when Correa's involved, we concede important goals. Not to put it all down to him, but we're not seeing what we would have hoped from such an expensive signing. And as we continue to try to show the sort of possession and building out from the back style play that we've been developing for 2 seasons, it's just not working in the Premier League. Teams are too good and they're just walking through us. The things that worked so well for us in the Championship are not translating up to the Premier League, and our high pressing system is being beaten with ease by even mid-table teams. And as the morale drops and team tactics aren't working, I think it's pretty clear that this team is not going to be able to survive relegation here in the Premier League. Well, if there was ever a time in this season to turn our fortunes around, it's here against our main rivals, Birmingham City. And I'm going to tweak the tactics because they haven't been working so far. And Jesus Lopez, I'm going to make it a more of a deep line playmaker and see if he can control the game. So here we go, our first Birmingham derby in the Premier League. And their owner Tom Brady has spent big on players like Patrick Schick and Riqui Puig, the other ex-Barcelona central midfielder in this game. And this should be an interesting battle. Both teams from Birmingham, both teams with rich owners and looking to make their presence known here in the top division, but we're both pretty far down the table right now. And ex-Birmingham City player Juninho Bacuna looking to make an impact with a shot from distance. Honestly, we've looked the better team so far, and Jesus Lopez slips through Michael Golding, who has the chance to shoot and score, and that is exactly what we were hoping Joelinton would have done for us. But the young central midfielder Michael Golding is having another great season here in the Premier League. But the game is far from over. We're on the back foot as Birmingham City are growing into this one, and then their new signing, Riqui Puig, scores. This could be a difficult game for us. I think we've looked the better team though, and I do back us to get some more chances, and Jesus Lopez from distance. Well, we can't break the deadlock, and now we have to rely on our new signings to make an impact. Robert's on a yellow, so Correa comes in, and Joelinton in our midfield. Come on, guys, show us what we paid all this money for. We need impact here late in the game. Matthew Hobbs tries himself from distance, but the captain is also struggling to score consistently at this level. And then with seconds left, Correa loses his man, and it's all over. Birmingham City have scored at the death, and it's another nightmare performance from our new signing, Caio Correa. He's being singled out in the post-game press conference, but we absolutely defend our player. He still needs time to adapt. We are not giving up on him just yet. And in between games, Correa actually sets up a meeting to come talk to us. He says he's been struggling to adapt here, but he's giving his all, and he really wants to do better. And I reassure him, don't rush yourself into this. We'll give you time to adapt. I still believe in you. And up next, we take on Brentford, where our former player Jacob Shepherd is met to a great reception by fans, but he's on the bench. And that is the ultimate sign of how far down we are. Teams willing to rest their best players against us. And I think the saddest part about that is it's working. Even without Jacob Shepherd in the lineup, Brentford take an early lead, and Birmingham United are struggling in a major way this season. We're trying all the tricks that worked for us down in the Championship, but it's just not working against Premier League level defenses, with the exception of Arthur Bowden. Oh my God. With talent like that, Bowden can carry us through some difficult times this season. As we spring on the counterattack, it's clear he might be our key to success. This guy is finding space with his pace and scoring goals with regularity. To think he was just a left back 3 seasons ago. And now we're defending from a leading position. It's not too bad at all. But then it comes crashing down as Sean Gibbs goes in for the 50-50 ball, leaves his feet, and gives away a penalty. That's poor, and it just might cost us as the kick is converted, and now we are back on level terms, and the momentum is quickly slipping out of our favor. It's all hands on deck. With only minutes remaining in this game, we have to try to see this one out. But the last minute goal goes in, and it's another terrible result here for Birmingham United. Now we're still in the relegation zone with the worst defense in the league, and up next, we take on our other rivals, Aston Villa. We haven't seen them yet in this career, but they're a solid team. Look at the squad they're putting together. I think it's clear we're gonna lose another game if we keep trying these same tactics. So for the first time, I'm gonna change our system to adapt to the opponents we're coming up against. We're playing 5 at the back, and instead of a high pressing possession system, we're gonna sit deep and actually just try to hit on the counter. This change in system means we have to put our new signings in there. Correa is gonna play in the back 3, and Joe Linton, maybe attacking mid will be a better fit for him. But the most interesting part is Matthew Hobbs and Arthur Bowden up top together. Let's see if these two can't find us some goals. So here we go, the first ever meeting between local rivals Birmingham United and Aston Villa. We were separated by 3 divisions at the beginning of this career, and now we are facing off in the Premier League. And we're getting a glimpse of the new tactics here, some Route 1 stuff over the top, looking for the speedy legs of Arthur Bowden. Probably gonna have to practice this a little bit before those passes come off perfectly, but Caio Correa, given the freedom in that back 3 to maybe not be as strict positionally as he had to be in the last couple of games. Obviously that's his weakness, but tackling is his strong suit, and he shines there. But everything falls apart 22 minutes into the game as the captain goes up for a header and gives away a penalty. This one could be costly, but Lautaro Martinez is saved by Jefferson, who's had a great season, and somehow we still hang on. Villa with a lot of the ball so far, but it's another great tackle from Correa, who's looking much better. Joe Linton with a little nutmeg pass. It's beautiful stuff here, and Hobbs looking for the through ball is weighted perfectly for Bowden. This is exactly what we drew up, and Arthur Bowden scores the opening goal of the game. It's magic from Birmingham United. That's exactly what we drew up, with Correa playing well in defense through Joe Linton, an attacking midfielder. Look at that pass. And then Matthew Hobbs and Arthur Bowden, the link-up play between them like we spoke about is perfect. Bowden leading the team from the front, but everyone getting involved in that one. And now we have a lead to protect as Aston Villa come forwards. Oh, that's a perfect ball through. Well, it's a reminder that Villa have so much more quality than us, and all it takes is one little slip-up for everything to come crashing back down. And as we come forwards now, the direct passing working pretty well. Unable to find Bowden with that pass, but Bowden doing well to win the ball back here. He's an absolute menace on offense and playing the ball through. He's knocked down in the box and wins that penalty. And again, the link-up play between Matthew Hobbs and Arthur Bowden, who might have embellished a little bit there, is paying off. And now it's the captain, Matthew Hobbs, to step up and take the most important penalty of our season so far, and he converts. Birmingham United 2, Aston Villa 1, and we once again take the lead over our rivals. What an incredible game here. And just like that, it seems like we could make something out of the season if morale keeps up like this. Caio Correa has been excellent, winning the ball back again. Joe Linton with the flick. That is absolutely beautiful. No way this is about to come off. Martino, the new signing at left back, charging forwards. He's got Bowden ahead of him with the chance to score, and Arthur Bowden scores his second. Birmingham United 3, Aston Villa 1. It's incredible. I did not think for a moment we would actually pull it off. I was hoping for a decent defensive performance, but this counterattacking style is working brilliantly. Martino finds the ball through for Hobbs, who plays it through for Joe Linton. With the runner ahead of him, it's Jesus Lopez making the run. Little tink over the goalkeeper, and it's a fourth. Oh my god, everything going right for Birmingham United. And we take down Aston Villa in our first ever game together. What a match. And I think we've just learned sometimes some Route 1 football can do the trick. Now that was a great single game, but to do it over the course of a season is going to be difficult if we want to avoid relegation. I think the key this season is going to be tactical flexibility. We don't always have to play with 5 at the back and counter-attacking, but I don't think possession style is going to work against every team in the Premier League. We're figuring out our team as we go, and speaking of which, some of our former star players like Freddie Best and Karim Amraoui, who shone in the Championship, haven't been able to take the step up to the Premier League, and I'm going to be looking at January loans for them to keep them growing. And we've made it to January, where we have 30 million more to spend. The Premier League money is insane, and I still want to target some of these former players. We couldn't get it done in the summer, but I'm looking at players like Parker, Shepherd, or even former players like Buchanan to maybe come in and help us through the rest of the season. But while we're looking at other players, other teams are looking at our player. Liverpool have taken an interest in Arthur Bowden after he scored a great free kick against them earlier in the season, and Bowden comes to talk to us. Apparently Liverpool is his boyhood club, the club he's always dreamt of playing for, and he wants to take this opportunity. But we're in the middle of January and we cannot afford to lose our best player, so we tell him, you have to give us some time to think this over. Is Bowden gonna stay? Who are we gonna sign? And most importantly, is Birmingham United gonna be able to survive relegation this season? We'll find out next episode. In the meantime, check out my Patreon, link in the description, to download and play with the official Birmingham United mod yourself. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.